Okay, hope you enjoyed your coffee. We must keep to time. So we shall start. And the next paper is Small GEO, a novel solution possessing unique advantages for satellite-based telecoms. And it's by Onur Tarakçıoğlu.
Thank you very much. Very good pronunciation. It is hard, I accept that. Hello everybody. It is a big opportunity for us to have a presentation and inform inform about our activities to you. First of all, I would like to thank you for all the authorities that is preparing this event, this excellent event for us. I will try to make a fast wrap up that what is the situation on the full electrical satellites in GEO orbit, and what are the advantages that we can apply for the global market. Okay, there are a lot of LEO satellites, LEO services, and GEO services, and other alternatives ongoing for satellite services, but especially for this session, I think this presentation would give you some more, let's say, comment or idea that what is the next step in the GEO satellite market. So, from the last year, you may remember that we were defined the small GEO concept, just the concept itself. Why it is small, why we say it's as small, and what is the advantage of this small GEO concept. And this year, we have some more concrete results and activities have been done. And for the attended people from the last year, you will see a lot of difference from our activities and the major outcomes of the system. If you look on just a general introduction, what are the typical applications for the, let's say, GEO satellite services? The first one is the digital terrestrial TV connectivity. Of course, as we mentioned maybe during all the day, Internet of Things and 5G, cellular backhaul, high throughput broadband connectivity, mobility, content streaming, and of course, backward compatibilities with legacy networks with wide beams coverage. If we look in more detail that what is the small GEO definition as the product itself, not like only concept. From the GSATCOM, our perspective, the GEO satellites, for the small size GEO satellite, the solution is completely modular. That we are working on a completely modular solution, and there are three options on this conceptual work. And you see that the product is located on the first one is 1 to 2 tons in a resizable configuration. And the second one is specially customized for ride-share opportunities with 500 kilograms for GEO, of course. The technology enabling the small GEO concept is the electrical propulsion, of course. All the small GEO systems being developed in the global market are fully electrical propulsion satellites, and in the GSATCOM small GEO portfolio, we are using all this electrical propulsion in all our systems, of course, except direct GEO. The launch capability is quite important in the market now. So we are trying to optimize our solutions with multi-satellite launch and most of the launchers in the markets. And the definition, it determines itself small, but the payload power is around 7.5 kilowatts. And for the ride-share option for 500 kilograms, it is already studied for 1.5 kilowatts for the payload. So we can say that the definition is small, the term is small, but thanks to the full electrical propulsion systems, we have more efficient load for the GEO satellites in the next decade, I would say. Here, this version is mostly an HTS satellite configuration. for a small GEO product. If you look onto the services, this is the platform we have defined until now. And if you look on the services that what we can provide to potential customers or the market in the next decade is, first of all, you may follow all the markets that is, people are now talking in a more concrete way on a flexible solutions. And within geosatellite concept, you can provide flexible payloads, HTS payload, and of course, wide coverage beams is on the table for each of the geosatellite systems. Of course, it's supporting most of the frequency bands, and with a payload power budget that we can provide for the output, true output, it is the 50 gigabit per second for such kind of platform. So if you look on in more detail, it's saying that enabling technologies, but I will define it like the technical challenge for each one. Because if you would like to develop a small geosatellite, you will have a lot of technical challenges to overcome. And here, the first one is the high throughput satellite systems, HTS, and multi-spot beam architecture. That is a part of the enabling technology of the small geo solutions. And of course, other components of the HTS satellites, frequency reuse and higher spectrum efficiency is the other features that might be defined like the technical challenge. Payload flexibility, it's a huge concept, and it changes according to customer, according to their mission and product portfolio. So, of course, the small geo concept provides a lot of solution for payload flexibility, and in-orbit reconfiguration, dynamic resource and demand management are the services that geosatellite can provide with a limited, let's say, technical budget. Full electrical propulsion, launch mass reduction, and electric orbit raising are the other technical domains that is still that we are working on. And of course, it is not a regular or, let's say, cliche structural system or thermal system for a small geosatellite. And you have to optimize your structural system for let's say, cost efficiency for the launcher systems. And at the other hand, you should optimize your structural system for a multi-launch. As you may see in the next slide, that there are potential configurations for multi-launch of the small geo satellites. The first one is side-to-side, mostly more easier way to launch two satellites in a fairing. But the second one is a stack configuration that one satellite is carrying the next one. So you will have 2 to 2. Let's say if you have 2-ton satellites, you will have a 4-ton satellites structure in the fairing, and it's in a stack configuration. So what we can define here is the multi-satellite launch and full electrical propulsion is the game-changing features that is letting the small geo satellites to be really effective. Okay. These are the technical challenges, these are the technical features of the systems for the next decade on small geo market. But what are the concrete benefits for the operators? We will define it in a 4, let's say, title, and the first one is the financial benefits and lower capex because of the mass of the satellites, and faster return of investment regarding to the capex, regarding to the capex. And higher capacity fill-up rate because of the flexible systems are the financial benefits for the satellite operators. And if you look on the business, especially working for business development, is the dynamic demand management. You provide a satellite to the customer, and the operator is operating that satellite for 15 years. 15 years. So just think that. Till today, and also imagine 15 years ago, what have been changed for the markets. So The flexible or dynamic demand management or quick reaction for evolving market needs are the features that is providing for next decade. It's definite for us. And for the modular capacity investment is the flexibility that is being provided to the operators for the market again. And if you look at the operational advantages, you will be able to make reconfiguration in orbit while your satellite is in service. And you may change the orbital slot itself and with the electrical propulsion system, and change also geographical coverage during the operation. Let's say these are the services that is concrete advantage for operational aspects. And
please.
Yes, for the operational VIU missions and saving the existing slots are the other regulational advantages. If you look in more detail at how we can provide the CAPEX efficiency, the game is changing with the ride-share options of the satellite launchers. As you may know, SpaceX and Ariane provided information to the market that they are ready for ride-share launch campaigns. And you may see that for a direct GEO injection of the Ariane Go mission, there's a mission sample layout here. First, the deck is default. So you can see the first deck on the green belt in the first image A. And the second deck capacity is 900 to 2,900 kilograms, and third deck is optional. Here, you can see some alternatives that how a small GEO satellite can be launched with ride-share options. So it depends on your customer, and of course, there's a solo launch option. You don't need for the second contract at the same time with ride-share, or if you have two satellites in the same time, that you can use the ride-share options. I'm just trying to wrap up very fastly. The question is that for the market that, what is the balance point with the CAPEX and flexibility? For the wide beam missions, it is more easier that you have the definite benefits for the small GEO product. But if you have a CAPEX and flexibility trade-off for the market, then we should think about what is the demand for the frequency reconfiguration, coverage, and power allocation in the flexibility title. And of course, this will be giving you a customer portfolio balance for the software-defined radio or band pipe design in the market for the potential products. If we make a wrap-up as the final slide, the game is changing. It is definite for the next decade. And how it will be managed for the GEO, especially for the commercial market. The first one is a stack launch that we have defined in stack or side-by-side. It's a definite advantage. The second one is the ride-share options for GTO and GSO. And the resizable platform for adaptive needs and very fast delivery for the markets for a mass production based design, let's say. And minimized non-recurring cost burden and competitive project models are the advantages that is changing the game in the next decade's market, I would say. So this is a very fast presentation. Thank you very much. If you have any